Hi everyone. It's day 57 today. I hope everyone's keeping fine and well. I went for my counseling today. I feel much better. I want to recap what I said about yesterday's video. When we went to Paris, we didn't know how to speak the language or anything, but I knew a little bit of French here and there, but that was more Creole, which I learned from Seychelles of Mombasa. But then what you read is, we went to Champs-Élysées, went to a restaurant, my wife and I, and we sat down, look at the menu, and didn't know what is what, so we just ordered something and we ate. After eating the meal, I thought we'll have some sweet. So it was something of a blunder. It was something with banana. So I ordered that. I thought, oh, it'll be banana fritte. Okay, ordered that. When it came, it was from the plate to here, that high. Small bits of banana fritters. But there was so much in it. And everyone came, who were in the restaurant, came around and thought, we want to see how you finish. I ate a little bit. Then I asked my wife to share a bit. We ate. I asked the people next table if they wanted some, and they said no. So some of it was wasted. Some of them ate some. We paid the bill and we went from there. That was the biggest. I didn't know what it was anyway. They brought this banana fritte, and that's all I knew. But how can you tell what is? I just expected some small sweet. But we ate that. We could have had that as lunch or dinner. It was that many. Anyway, it was that. I received some news about Mombasa. They started a floating bridge for the ferry across. There's so many people crossing the ferry, Likoni ferry. So they built a floating bridge which for footpath only from Livatoni to Likoni. Livatoni is behind Ganjoni. I had forgotten all this. Behind Ganjoni. Livatoni is the place where African Marine used to be. Well, it still is, I suppose. And opposite African Marine, in Baraki side, it was our Southern Engineering where I worked. I learned my marine engineering. And from there, the Likoni is the mainland what we crossed from Mombasa. All that part, all that line of the Likoni is called, Likoni, of course. But Mombasa Island had no Likoni. The ferry, it originated from Likoni. Because they couldn't call it Baraki ferry, they call it Likoni ferry. To save people's tongue maybe or whatever. And it's a nice floating bridge, it seems. Then the ferry, of course, it carries on carrying cars and lorries across to Likoni from Baraki. Well, if you go through Kibokoni, I don't know that some Mombasa people may remember. From Kibokoni, you can go to Ganjoni, and from Ganjoni, there is a path going behind to African Marine, where I went once thinking that I could get a job there, but it was a big company. They had 2 slipways for the ship to slip down. They were building ships there as well. So did we. We built ships as well. That was that. Then back to England here. Some time ago, I had a stroke-like symptom on my left side. My whole face went paralyzed. I couldn't drink or do anything. There's some stupid thing keep coming up. I couldn't drink, eat. My eyes was half closed, droopy. So I thought it was a stroke. So I called the ambulance. By the time my wife went to town and came back, I told her this is happening to my face. And she went to town to get something. By the time she came back, I had called the ambulance. Ambulance came. I left a note there saying that I'm in the hospital. I'll be in the hospital. They came, they picked me up. That's the first time I ever traveled in an ambulance, I think. No, I had an accident before, traveled in ambulance. The car overturned and all that. Anyway, Bell's palsy, they called it. The doctor said it's Bell's palsy, it's not a stroke. So I was relieved from that. But they gave me very strong antibiotics to release what it was. It says from the brain, there's a nerve coming down to our face bone. And when that nerve gets blocked or gets swollen, it gives the wrong message to the brain. And so it becomes, looks like stroke, but it's not stroke. So my cousin from Mombasa had it as well, and my mother used to rub some oil on his face and made it okay. But I don't know if that was Bell's palsy. It could be something else. And then it's like a stroke-like symptom, but it's not stroke. So if anybody gets that, it's best thing to go to the hospital and get, by the time my wife came to the hospital with a car, I was almost out of the hospital, but I was just sitting there and trying to get all the information. And I did get the information, what I needed. But I was drinking with a straw. I couldn't drink or eat anything for at least a couple of weeks. Then I became all right after a while, but still today, my eyes, this eyes doesn't close properly. Some muscles in the eye is not working properly. I still have that problem. And when it doesn't close, I also have glaucoma. But they operated the glaucoma. I got, if you can see, there's a bag there. That was done by one of the doctors in Blackburn. But when I did that, I became blind in that eye because of cataract. After a month, he operated and gave the different lens in the cataract, changed the lens or whatever you call it. And then I became okay. what all things I went through. I've given up hope of my life. My whole body has been uh, refurbished, I think. That's what you call it. My nose is still bent because of the boxing times. But I'm okay. Anyway, uh, that's that. I'll talk about something else tomorrow. See you, take care. Don't forget to wear a mask today. Today when I went for counseling, I wore a big shield in front of me. And so many police passed by. I didn't want to be caught and fined for 200 pounds or something, or even 1,000 pounds, because my neighbor was driving me. A fantastic guy. Anyway, thanks for listening to my stories. Don't forget the magic word. Subscribe for me. Thank you. Bye.